level will go up? Which set of orbitals will be down? Which set of orbitals will be on top? No answers?
T to G.
Okay, thank you.
Down EG, sir.
Down EG or T to G?
EG.
T to G.
Down T to G. Down will be not getting exact. Down will be T to G. Why this condition is coming? Why this condition is coming? Because ligands are approaching. Because ligands are approaching along the axis. In octahedral complex, ligands approach along the axis. Now this is what we have studied. The energy difference I could draw properly. I'll draw here. This also came in. The energy difference between these two is called as, say fast so that I will proceed to the next concepts. The energy difference between these two is called as delta naught. It will be called as crystal field. Crystal field, complete it. Crystal field. Splitting energy. Why no one is answering? Crystal field splitting energy. Now we have to deal about D1 configuration. If I have D1 configuration, one electron I will place here. If I have D2 configuration, one electron I will place here. Next, if I have D3 configuration, one electron I will place here. Now, if I have D4 configuration, now the condition is, can I pair here or should I enter into EG level? Should I enter into EG level? To understand this, I have introduced one more energy which is called as pairing energy. Which is called as pairing energy. Now from this I have drawn two cases. Case 1 is delta naught is more than pairing energy. Second condition is delta naught is less than pairing energy. Pairing energy. The energy difference between these two sets is called as crystal field splitting energy. There are many factors which will influence this crystal field splitting energy. One of the major factor is because of ligands. These ligands are classified into two types. One is SFL, next one is WFL. SFL is called as strong field ligand. WFL is called as weak field ligand. Now, if this condition delta naught is greater than pairing energy, means it is strong field ligand. If delta naught is less than pairing energy, this is called as weak field ligand. Now, to understand which is strong field ligand and which is weak field ligand, we have studied a series which is called as spectrochemical series. Spectrochemical series. This is where the last class I have stopped. Anyone have doubts up to here now? This is the last class where I have stopped.
No, sir.
Shall I proceed then? Yeah. Okay. Now we will study how D4 configuration will be there. Next, how we'll study how D5 configuration, D6, D7, D8, D9, and D10 for strong field ligand and weak field ligand. Now we know clearly what we know is there are many factors which influence this delta naught. Many factors which influence this delta naught. Now I'm going to give a shortcut. This delta naught is influenced by many factors. One of the factor I have discussed is ligand field strength. Ligand field strength. Now I have also given the spectrochemical series. So sometimes it is possible to remember, sometimes it's not possible to remember. But if you go for competitive, you have to definitely remember about spectrochemical series. I can give a shortcut so that you can recognize simply strong field ligands and weak field ligands by looking at the ligands. By looking at the ligands, you can remember which is strong field ligand and which is weak field ligand. This is exclusively for board children. If you are preparing for competitive, you have to by heart the spectrochemical series. Now, when we take about strong field ligands, if the donor atoms, if donor atoms, if donor atom of ligands are carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur. Not sulfur, phosphorus. Carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Those are strong field ligands. Those ligands are strong field. I'll explain this. Those ligands are strong field. What do you mean by this, sir? Suppose if I take Cn minus. Your donor atom is nitrogen. Even it can be carbon in case of isocyanates. Now, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus is donating electron, and those are acting as a ligands. Those are called as strong field ligands. Whenever strong field ligands come, we know the case. What is that case? Is delta naught is more than pairing energy. Delta naught is more than pairing energy. So, N minus, next one is Nc minus, next one CO, carbonyl or carbon monoxide or NH3, En, next one is PH3P, PH3P. Here donor atom will be phosphorus, triphenyl phosphine. Now look here, En. What is En, children? En. Ethylene diamine. Now in this donor atom is nitrogen. Donor atom is nitrogen. NH2. CH2, CH2, NH2. Again here also donor atom is nitrogen. Donor atom is nitrogen. When donor atoms is nitrogen or carbon or phosphorus, those are strong field ligands. Whenever strong field ligands comes, delta naught will be more than pairing energy. I'll give the application part of this now after just what you say after discussing about this. Or just remember spectrochemical series in order. Spectrochemical series in order. If you are by looking at this, you can simply predict, but I prefer you to go to remember the spectrochemical series which I have given yesterday. Next one is weak field ligands. How we can recognize weak field ligands? If donor atoms of ligands, donor atoms of ligands if donor atoms of ligands are so here I have used carbon, right? Here halogens, oxygen, here phosphorus, no sulfur. Those are weak field ligand. Weak field ligand. Whenever I say it is a weak field ligand, again condition here, delta naught will be less than pairing energy. This is a condition. These both you should remember. Now example I'll write F minus, Cl minus, next one is Br minus, next one will be Br minus, next one will be I minus, next one will be I minus, next one is OH minus, next one is OH minus. So SCN minus. Next, if I take about C2O4 minus 2. If I take C2O4 minus 2, this is oxalate, COO minus. Here carbon is donating electron, oxygen is donating electron, not carbon. That is why whenever oxygen is donating electrons, this comes under weak field ligands. Whenever weak field ligands are there, delta naught is less than pairing energy. Clear, children? Understood?
Yes.
Can I
Yes, sir.
can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Now, either you can remember spectrochemical series. I prefer to remember spectrochemical series, or else you can remember which is strong field ligand, which is weak field ligand by remembering this. So when it is weak field, you should remember halogens, oxygen, sulfur. Next one, carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Right. So now we'll deal about with different possibilities of filling of electrons. So first one is, I will divide this configuration into two sets. I'll divide configuration into two sets. First set, D1 configuration, D2 configuration, D3 configuration, D8 configuration, D9 configuration, D10 configuration. 1 second, I'll admit someone. See, this is one set of configuration. Another set is second set. The second set is D4, D5, D6, D7 configuration. See, this is one type of set. This is another type of set. Sir, on what base you are going to divide this is, see, this set of configuration will be influenced by ligand, will be influenced by ligand. Ligand means I'm talking about SFL or WFL. If SFL is there, the number of electrons in T2G and EG will be different. But when I take about these configurations, the number of electrons, whether you use SFL or WFL, there will be no change in configuration. I'll explain one by one. So I have classified this d orbital into two: D1, D2, D3, D8, D9, D10. Nothing here. I have stopped from D4 to D7. That's all. From D4 to D7, I have written separately. Again, I have continued with D8, D9, and D10. So these configuration will not be influenced. This configuration, set 1 orbitals, set 1 type of configuration will not be influenced whether it is strong field or weak field. These configuration will be influenced by strong field and light field and weak field. So what is the difference we are going to study now? Now suppose if I take D1 configuration, here it is T2G, here it is EG. If one electron is there, I'll fill this electron. Whether it is weak field or strong field, will there be any change in the configuration here? Will there be any change if I use strong field? Will it go here? That's not possible. So whether it is weak field or strong field, the D1 electron will be here only. Now this will be written as like this, represented as like this: T2G 1 0 0, EG 0 and 0. Understood this one? What I have written? What I mean here is, in T2G, this is one orbital, second orbital, third orbital. In EG, this is first orbital, this is second orbital. In T2G, it is having only one electron. In which orbital it is there? In first orbital. So that's why I have written like this. Now, if I use strong field also, there will be no change in the configuration. It will be like this. Can I proceed, children?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am entering into D2. I use the same picture, I'll write for D2. If I take D2, one more electron will come. I cannot pair here. So I'll follow Hund's rule. So here I'll place here D2 configuration. Now this D2 configuration, whether it is strong field or weak field, pairing will not occur. Up to here, no doubt, pairing will not occur. Each orbital will be filled one electron. Will follow Hund's rule. So D2 configuration will be, how we can represent it? Can you say? Can someone answer how we are going to represent D2 configuration?
T2G 1, 1.
Good. T2G 1, 0. Next one is EG.
EG 0, 0.
0, 0. Good. Next. Now I'll go for D3 configuration. I'll go for D3. If I go for D3, one more electron I'll place here. One more electron I'll place here. This also will not be, D3 also will not be influenced by strong field or weak field. I have placed one electron here. So can you say how it is represented?
T2G
T2G
1, 1, 1,
1, 1, 1, EG
EG 0, 0, sir.
0, 0. Good. Now I'll first finish this set of orbitals, then I'll come here. Now when I write D9, sorry, next one is D8. I'll go. See, from D4 to D7, if it is strong field and weak field, orientation will be different. That means we won't get this setup. So I'll deal this separately. First I'll complete with this. I'll take D8. D8 configuration. Now I'll write one electron here, one electron here, one electron up to here, no doubt. Now go for weak field ligand. If it is weak field ligand, WFL. Weak field ligand, can you say the condition? What is the condition for weak field ligand? Weak field ligand condition is
Del naught is less
Ah,
pairing
less-
energy.
is less than pairing energy. Good ma. If delta naught is less than pairing energy, fourth electron will enter into TTG or it will be present in EG. If delta naught is less than pairing energy, fourth electron will go to EG or T2G. Answer fast, children. It will not go to here. It will not go to here. Delta naught is less than pairing energy. That means if I want to pair here electron, I require more amount of energy. Instead, if I go here, I can go here. Why? Because this difference is less. In which condition? Weak field ligand. So fourth electron is placed here. In which condition? Weak field ligand. Anyone have doubts in that?
No.
Why I have now look here again. Now I'm coming for fifth electron. Fifth electron where I will be placing? I will place here only. Fifth electron I will place here only. Why? Because delta naught is less than pairing energy. Fifth electron I will place here. Now sixth electron I will come. Sixth electron again starting from here. Sixth electron I will place here. Seventh electron I will place here. Eighth electron I will place here. Eighth electron I will place here. This is about D8 configuration for weak field ligand. Now I'll come for strong field ligand here. Now this is T2G. This is EG. What is the condition for strong field ligand? Delta naught. Yes, say fast. Strong field ligand condition. Delta naught.
Is greater than pairing energy, sir.
Thank you. Is greater than pairing energy. That means first electron is here, second electron is here, third electron is here. Up to now, no confusion. Why? Because up to D3 configuration, there is no much difference. Now, fourth electron. Now here, pairing energy is more. That means the energy difference is delta naught is more. This energy difference is more. Now pairing energy is less. That is why fourth electron will not go here, but it will be occupied here. Any doubt? What is the difference between here and here? Fourth electron I have placed here. Here fourth electron I have placed here. Why I have placed here fourth electron? Because this energy difference is large than pairing energy. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now where I will place fifth electron? Fifth electron also will not go there. Fifth electron also will be here. Sixth electron will be here. Now seventh electron, there is no chance of filling electron here. Seventh electron will go here. I cannot pair here. So this is seventh electron, this is eighth electron. Now look here, both configuration is same. This is D8, this is also D8. This is for weak field. This is for strong field. This is for weak field. That is for strong field. Now, what my point is, if I write a representation of this, it will be T2G. Can you say its representation, children? T2G 2, 2, 2. Next, EG is 1 and 1. If I write this configuration also will be same. T2G 2, 2, 2, EG 1 and 1. Whether for D8 configuration, whether it is weak field or strong field, there is no difference. That is why I have classified this into this set of orbitals. This set of configuration will not be influenced whether it is weak field or strong field, but this set will be influenced by weak field and strong field. Understood now? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank
No,
you.
sir.
Thank you. So I'll go for next one, D9 and D10. Then I'll close this configuration. Then I'll go for second set of orbitals. Now I'll explain about D9. D10 you can understand. I don't need to explain D10. That is easy only. This is T2G. This is easy. For tetrahedral complex, you don't have to worry much about like this. That is easy. All ligands are considered as weak field there. For tetrahedral, it is easy. You don't need to study like this. This T2G. This is EG. So I'm going to write for D9 configuration. D9 configuration. Here, weak field ligand. For weak field ligand, what is the condition mark? Say fast. Relation between pairing energy and delta naught. Why no one is answering?
Delta naught is less than pairing energy, sir.
Delta naught is less than pairing energy. Very good, ma. Same D9 configuration I'll write for strong field ligand. What is the condition here?
Delta naught is greater than pairing energy.
Thank you. Delta naught is greater than pairing energy. Now here, D9 configuration. 1 electron here, 1 electron here, 1 electron here. Up to 3 electrons, no doubt. Now fourth electron. Where I have to place fourth electron? In T2G or EG? Say. In this condition. Fourth electron. Which one? Say loudly. EG, correct. Thank you. Rest of them also answer so that I can understand you are following or not. Now, where fifth electron will go? Where does fifth electron will go? Answer fast. Why no one are answering? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I'll send a message, reply for it at least. Okay. Thank you, Lingesh. Now, D5 also will be placed here. D5 also will be placed here. Now D6, where D6 will go? Where D6 will be placed? In T2G or EG? In weak field. See, all these three are paired. This also paired. Now we have to follow. See, remember, weak field ligand will always follow Hund's rule. Hund's rule. So here 6th electron, here 7th electron, here 8th electron, and here 9th electron, and here 9th electron. Now we come for strong field ligand. Here first 3 electrons, there is no change. 3 electron. Fourth electron, where does fourth electron will go? Answer fast.
T2.
Very good. Fourth electron will be occupying here. Fifth electron.
T2G, sir.
Thank you. Sixth electron.
That also T2G, sir.
Thank you, ma. Now, where the seventh electron will go?
EG, sir.
EG. Good. Eighth electron. Here.
EG,
A,
sir.
EG.
EG.
In EG, I have to fill eighth electron in A orbital or B orbital. I have specified A and B. Eighth electron.
B, sir.
B. Thank you, Ra. Now, where does ninth electron will go? A or B?
A orbital.
A orbital. Now look here. If I represent this, can you say its representation? T2G. Say its representation.
2, 2,
2.
2.
Then EG.
EG 2, 1, sir.
2, 1. If I write this also, this will be also same. T2G 2, 2, 2. EG 2, 1. Both are same. Both are same. Now, if I extend to 10th orbital, 10th electron, this 10th electron will be placed here. Here also 10th electron will be placed here. So this will be represented as T2G 2, 2, 2. EG 2, 2. If I take D10 configuration for strong field ligand, so this is for D10. This is for weak field ligand. If I take strong field ligand for D10 configuration, it will be T2G 2, 2, 2, EG 2, 2. Both configurations are same. Understood now up to here?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Yes,
take new
please.
page? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your answers. Now I am concising it. First set of orbitals D1, D2, D3, D8, D9, D10. This will not be influenced whether it is strong field or weak field. Whether it is strong field or weak field. This configuration. Now we'll see about second configuration, which is about second set of orbitals, which is about D4, D5, D6, D7. See, no need to remember such a huge. See, up to 3 I have written. From 4 to 7 I have written here. D8, D9, D10. Now if you are answering fast, I can proceed fast. So I am going to write about D4 configuration. D4 configuration. This is WFL. This is IPL, SFL. Answer fast so that I can proceed fast. Now D4 configuration. So first electron here, weak field ligand condition delta naught is less than pairing energy, strong field ligand delta naught is more than pairing energy. D4 configuration. Here one electron, here one electron, here one electron. Now fourth electron where I have to write?
EG, sir.
Fourth electron where I will write? EG. Very good, Ra. Now here fourth electron where? So first I will fill 3 electrons. 1, 2. Fourth electron where I will place? EG or T2G?
T2G, sir.
Correct. It is T2G. Correct. Now this configuration will be like this. T2G 1, 1, 1. EG will be 1, 0. Suppose if I write its configuration, it will be T2G 2, 1, 1. EG 0, 0. Any doubts, ma?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Now, can you write like this for D5 configuration fast in your book? Can you write for D5? I'll write D6 and D7. Will you write for D5?
Yes, sir.
I'm not explaining D5. I think you can write it down for D5. If you want, I'll write only its configuration. If anyone couldn't understand, ask me. I'll explain. You are able to understand. There is no point of me writing each one. T2G, EG. This is T2G. This is EG. This is D7. I will take. This is D7. This is D7. This is WFL. This is SFL. Last one I am writing, I have skipped two, which I ask you to write down in your book. D7 configuration. In T2G, condition again delta naught is less than pairing energy. In strong field ligand, delta naught is more than pairing energy. Now first electron here, second electron here, third electron here. Where I have to place fourth electron? T2G or EG?
EG.
Thank you. Fifth electron?
EG.
Thank you. Sixth electron?
T2G.
Seventh electron?
T2G.
Thank you. So I'll write its configuration representation. T2G. Say its configuration, children. Representation.
2, 2, 2.
2, 2, 1.
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Next,
Okay.
EG. Okay, it's okay. Say for EG, ma.
1, 1, sir.
1, 1. Thank you. Now we'll come here. Up to 3 electrons, no doubt. 1, 2, 3. Fourth electron. Where I have to place fourth electron? Say fast.
T2G.
This T2G, good. Fifth electron.
T2G.
T2G.
Sixth electron.
T2G.
Good. Seventh electron.
EG.
EG.
Thank you. Now this configuration will be T2G. Say it's
2,
represent.
2, 2.
Say.
T2G 2, 2, sir.
2, 2, EG.
1, sir.
EG 1, 0.
Yes, sir.
1, 0. This is strong field ligand. That is why, see, if you take about D4, D5, D6, and D7, configuration will change. Configuration will change with change in with change in ligand strength. With change in ligand strength. It is strong field, different orientation will come. If it is strong field, different orientation will come. If it's a weak field, it's a different orientation. Clear, children? Can I proceed? Now,
Yes, sir.
I will say the advantage of CFT now. I think I am clear with the octahedral complex. I'll take 2 examples, then I'll complete about octahedral complex. Then I'll explain about how it varies in tetrahedral complex. Now look here. The disadvantage of VBT is it has not considered ligand field strength. That means which is strong field ligand, which is weak field ligand is not considered by VBT. CFT considers this. CFT considers WFL and SFL. Now the disadvantage of VBT is we cannot predict. These are possibility questions can be asked children in a complex. One is hybridization. Next one is magnetic nature, that is diamagnetic or paramagnetic. Next one, spin of complex. These are major possible questions can be asked. Even I may not go for spin of complex. These both questions can be asked. Now in VBT, we cannot predict hybridization unless they provide magnetic momentum. In VBT, we require additional data. The additional data is either we have to provide number of unpaired electrons. Number of unpaired electrons data should be provided. Did you remember I used to give these? It is having 2 unpaired electrons, 3 unpaired electrons, or 4 unpaired electrons, or I used to provide magnetic momentum. Then only we are able to predict its hybridization. Now in CFT, We does not require all those. We does not require all those. See, suppose if I take a complex CO NH3 6 CO NH3 6 3 plus. Now 3 plus. What is the first step? Write about electronic configuration of cobalt. What is the electronic configuration of cobalt? One atomic number for cobalt is 27. Say first what's its electronic configuration of cobalt, valence shell configuration. Should be fast so that I can go fast.
And
3d7 4s2. Right. Now calculate cobalt oxidation state, children. Calculate cobalt oxidation state. 3. Good. Cobalt oxidation state is +3. Now I have to remove electrons. From where I have to remove electrons? If I remove electron, what will be its configuration? Say
3d6.
3d6 4s0. Good. Now I have to write like this: cobalt 3 plus. So 3d6. After 3d6, what will come on? After 3d6, what will be there? 4s0. After 4s0, what will be there? Come on.
4p6.
4p0. After 4p0, what will be there? After 4p0, what will be there? 4d0.
0.
See, I have explained this in detail when I am teaching which one? VBT. Now look here. 6 electrons are there. How we know, sir? We have calculated 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have filled electron. Now look into the ligand. NH3. NH3 is WFL or SFL? NH3. Donor atom. What is the donor atom here? Nitrogen. If donor atom is nitrogen, it is strong field or weak field? Strong field. Whenever SFL is there, pairing occurs opposite to Hund's rule. Pairing occurs opposite to Hund's rule. Now what will happen? This electron will be paired here. This electron will be paired here. Now this 3d6 will become like this: CO3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 2 electrons will come. Already is paired. This electron I have written. To this electron, 1 electron from here. So it is paired now. Again to this electron, 1 more electron has came here. Now this happened, this pairing occurred because of this ligand, because this is strong field ligand, SFL. When SFL is there, condition is delta naught is more than pairing energy. That is why I can pair this electron easily. After this, same orbitals are left over: 4s0, 4p0, 4d0. Now say me, how many orbitals I require in this complex? How many orbitals I require?
6.
Good. This is 6. I require 6. Why? Because here 6 ligands are there. Each ligand will bring 2 electrons. I require 1 orbital to accommodate 2 electrons. 6. So this is 3d6. Now say me which hybridization it is undergoing. Which hybridization it will undergo? Fast, children.
D2sp3.
Very good. D2sp3. So we have completed about hybridization. First step is D2sp3. Next one, what is its magnetic nature? What's its magnetic nature? Diamagnetic or paramagnetic?
Diamagnetic.
Thank you. Diamagnetic. Look into unpaired electrons. If it has unpaired electrons, it is paramagnetic. It does not have unpaired electrons, it is having paired electrons, so diamagnetic. See, here number of unpaired electrons are decreased. If number of unpaired electrons are decreased, it is called as low spin complex. Low spin complex. Low spin complex, or else it is called as spin paired. Another name is spin paired. Low spin complex, spin paired complex. Next one, it has used which orbitals, children? 3D orbitals or 4D orbitals? Which orbitals are used? Which d orbitals are used? 3D or 4D?
3D.
3D. If it is 3D means what we'll say? It is inner orbital complex or outer orbital complex?
In.
Inner orbital complex. Inner orbital complex. See, this is the answer what we can get. All hybridization we have calculated, magnetic properties we have calculated, spin also we have calculated. Now this is the advantage of CFT. Now suppose if I give same data, if I ask you to calculate through VBT, I should provide some additional data there. If you have same thing, if I have calculated there, I would have said it is damn magnetic in nature. So I does not require this additional data. That is why in whatever competitive exams will say, we'll be answering this question based on CFT, not on VBT. Not on VBT. We will not answer this based on VBT. Clear? Anyone have doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
thank you. I'll give one
Sir, once
example.
again.
Yes, take down. Take down. Completed, ma?
Once again, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now I'll give one example. You have to do this example. I'm not going to do this example. Ouch. Didn't work. I'm not going to solve this. You are going to solve this. I'll give 1 minute time. The example what I'm going to take here is cobalt COF6. Oxidation number, not oxidation number, it will be there, -3. COF6 -3. Do this. You have to say me hybridization, magnetic property, spin. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Come on, solve this. Afterwards, I'll explain. Your time starts now. Completed, children. Only 1 minute left.
D2 sp3.
Okay, I'll write hybridization. What's your hybridization? D2 sp3. Okay. Say about its magnetic property. Paramagnetic or diamagnetic?
Diamagnetic, sir.
It is diamagnetic. Okay. I'll write here what your answers. Anyone want to change its answer, you can say. Diamagnetic. Next. What's its spin?
Sir, sp3d2.
sp3d2. Okay. Someone answered it is sp3d2. Okay. Next. I'll do it. Thank you for your answers. So cobalt. First write about its valence shell configuration. Its atomic number is 27. So it will be 3d7 4s2. After calculating its oxidation state, what's its oxidation state here, children?
+3 only, sir.
Good ma. CO +3. Its configuration will be 3d6 now. 3d6 4s0. 2 electrons from here, 1 electron from here. Now I'm going to write its configuration. After 4s0, again write 4p0 4d0. CO3 plus. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is 3d6. This is 4s0 4p0 4d0. Now check whether it is strong field ligand or weak field ligand. This is, what is the field of this ligand? Strong field or weak field? F. Answer fast.
Weak field ligand.
Weak field ligand. So pairing will occur. Pairing will not occur. Weak field ligand WFL follows Hund's rules. FO follows Hund's rule. Now, how many orbitals are required? How many orbitals are required? Say fast. How many ligands are approaching? Answer, children. How many ligands are coming? I will call out your name now if you are not saying. Jaswant, answer ra.
Yes, sir.
Answer now. How many ligands are required? How many ligands are coming? 6 ligands. How many orbitals are required? 6. So which hybridization will be there? Lingesh, answer this ma. How many orbitals are required? Is Lingesh there?
Yes, sir.
Come on ma, answer ma. 6 orbitals are required. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Now these orbitals are involved in hybridization. Can you say which hybridization now? 1s, 3p and d2. sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. Now what's its magnetic momentum? It is paramagnetic or diamagnetic?
Paramagnetic.
Good. Paramagnetic. Why it is paramagnetic? Because it is having unpaired electrons. Next, it is inner orbital complex or outer orbital complex?
Outer orbital complex.
Good. Outer orbital complex. Can you say about its spin? Low spin complex or high spin complex?
High spin, sir.
High spin. Why? Because number of unpaired electrons are not decreased. High spin complex, or this is also called as spin free. Spin free. Now practice this ma. See, if it is through VBT, I should provide some additional data. The same example we have done when we are doing it with VBT. There I would have said it is having 4 unpaired electrons, or it is magnetic momentum is 4.80. That data I have provided. That is not required. In exam, we are not going to solve this with VBT. In exam, we are going to solve it with CFT. So remember which are WFL and which are SFL. Then only you will be able to answer. With this, I am going to stop today's session. Anyone have doubts, ma?
No, sir.